Everybody's watching Wednesday on Netflix right now, and we've talked about the influences of Greek mythology, inspiring the outcasts and their powers. Ajax as a Gorgon, Bianca as a siren, and Enid as a werewolf. But how could I forget the title character? Young Wednesday is a seer. She had inherited the power of foresight, prophecy, visions of the past and visions of the future. Now in the show, these visions are sometimes prompted by touching something significant, but I want to talk about the most notable seers in Greek mythology. We of course have to start off with Cassandra. Cassandra was a Trojan princess, and at the end of the Trojan War, the Greeks devised a plan to leave a gift as the wooden horse to the Trojans to say we forfeit. What the Trojans did not know was that that horse was full of Greeks, and bringing that horse into the city would spell the end of the Trojan War and the defeat of the Trojans. Now, Cassandra, she was loved by the god Apollo, but she rejected him. So Apollo gave her the gift of foresight, being able to tell the future, but simultaneously the curse that no one would believe her anytime she told a prophecy. So the Trojan horse comes inside and she's like, "Don't bring that inside, it's full of Greeks." And they're all like, "Yeah, sure, whatever, Cassandra." But of course it was full of Greeks, and they completely sacked the city of Troy. You can see it's like on fire. The next most famous seer, the Theban Tiresias. There are two versions about where he gets his gift of prophecy. The first being that he accidentally, or maybe purposefully, sees the goddess Athena naked. She punishes him by blinding him. Later on, Athena feels bad about it, so she gives him the gift of prophecy and foresight. He can see the future. Another version comes from a little squabble between Hera and Zeus. They're trying to figure out who has more fun doing the nasty, men or women. And they ask Tiresias, because once upon a time he was just seeing some snakes doing the nasty, and he decided to whack them with a stick. The snakes were magic though, and so they turned him into a woman. And he lived as a woman for 7 years, until he found the snakes again, smacked them with his stick again, and then turned back into a male. For this reason, Zeus and Hera were like, "Well, Tiresias, why don't you tell us? When did you enjoy it more, when you were a man or when you were a woman?" And he says, "It was better when I was a woman." Hera gets mad and blinds him. Zeus feels bad for him and gives him the gift of foresight and prophecy. Now, the Oracle of Delphi was visited by people when they needed a prophecy and they wanted to know something about the future. Apollo would speak to them via this sort of medium, the Oracle at Delphi, which was usually a young woman and young priestess. But she was tripping balls, sitting on top of like a crack with noxious gas coming up, which is why she was like crazy and telling cryptic, prophecies. Much like Wednesday Addams, when she touches something, she goes, "Woo!" and does like a whole vision, taking over her entire body.